May I request Mr. Gautam, who is the founder and CEO of Quixy. Gautam, your views on the digital India and how you are seeing the collaboration between government and the private sector and startup sector overall, and any specific issues you wish to highlight.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ravi. So from a, we are a startup. We're a 2.5-year-old company, but we've been growing quite rapidly. We are a no-code platform, and we allow processes to be automated in a 10 times faster manner. So with that quick introduction, I'm giving you this context so that the perspective that I have, I came back to India in 2011 from US. I did my master's there. I worked there for a couple of years. And the environment for startups or private sector in India, when working with the government of either the central government, the government of India, or any of the states, the amount of process that someone had to go through and the level of support at a policy level was not as much as one would expect. But over the last, in this last 1 decade that I've been in India, this has grown tremendously. In fact, when we started Quixy 2.5 years back, the ease at which we were able to start a company and be able to register ourselves, that itself was a surprise to me. We were able to do it in less than a day, whether it was the registration of the company or with other statutory bodies, and then being able to apply and register under Startup India, a very seamless process. This encourages more and more businesses to actually start and invest into India. Okay, we being Indians, this becomes our first choice, but this process and easy to start business allows a lot of companies from outside India to also participate in the India story. So that's one aspect that we've seen. What we've also seen, as our chief guest, Dr. Rajendra Kumar ji, has also mentioned, the amount of digital transformation that has happened in government in delivering services to the citizens, and also internally in how their operations are being digitized and automated. Therefore, the efficiency is increased. Over the last 10 years has been fantastic. There is so much that we've achieved, but what we've also seen when we did a research and we spoke with multiple advisory firms, the level of automation across the world, government and private sector, including the West, is at 20%. Right? With the amount of digital technology that is pervasive today, you would assume that we should be somewhere in the 60 or 70% of automation, right? But today we are only at 20%. This is the global average of automation. So which, it might look like as a problem, but it's also a huge opportunity where you would like to take that level of automation from 20% to 80% for a kind of an optimum level of automation. So that would, and we are seeing the governments coming up with this Digital India program and then having a focus and creating this infrastructure, whether it is the payment infrastructure or the digital locker infrastructure from a privacy point of view, or Aadhaar itself, the digital identity infrastructure, lays a foundation for a whole lot of applications to be built on top of that infrastructure to either deliver services to citizens or to even automate their own processes internally for the government departments, and therefore they'll be able to deliver higher quality services to the citizens.
That any government system deals with thousands or lakhs of people, and it requires complex back-end data management systems, ERP systems to manage these amount of information which is being generated daily by the citizens, by the businesses, by all stakeholders, and these data has to get compiled at one place, analyzed, and smart decisions have to get taken. So I'm asking Gautam, who is the founder and CEO of Quixy, that how do you look at these issues and what are the possible solutions?
Firstly, I'm very happy to be sharing the dais with such eminent personalities from government and thought leaders who with their programs are actually changing the lives of people. See, as somebody from private industry, we do not necessarily always have the direct impact to be able to change lives. But the whole point of providing great governance is to be able to change lives of people across the spectrum. So I'm firstly thankful that I'm on this dash, sharing this dash with you all. Secondly, on to your question, right? So ability to build complex systems, and for governments, when we have done research and have spoken with a whole lot of departments across India, one thing or two things that came out. So one was that the level of automation within, like as sir was saying, ERPs for specific industries, right, or specific sectors in this case, are not really prevalent in government departments, and which is causing a little bit of a broken system and therefore inefficiencies, which is in turn affecting the delivery of services to citizens. So the ability to provide great service internally for the government departments and employees of government departments, it will actually turn into great or it will turn into great delivery of citizen services, which is the ultimate objective of great governance. So that is one pattern that we have clearly seen in multiple departments across functions and in multiple governments across India. The second pattern that we've seen is that the requirements of governments are quite varied. So it's not like I can take one product and then just go copy paste in all departments, or even the same department in two different governments operate differently. So I personally must have spoken with hundreds of people trying to absorb this information, and we realized that these are the two common patterns that we've seen. And almost that is the reason why kind of our platform was born, where we realized that if we are able to provide a solution that can be custom fit to any department or function as per their needs, without actually having to go through the challenges of having to build a solution from ground up, which takes a whole lot of time and energy, and the people in government are quite busy, unlike the public perception, right? I've seen that the officers are very, very busy. They don't have enough time to be able to spend beyond their regular duty to build digital systems. So if we are able to provide a technology solution where the participation of the government officers is minimal, but the speed at which the solutions can be built is 10 times or 20 times faster, then we will be able to solve one problem, which is the level of automation that is required can be solved, and also the custom fit solutions, because each department and each government works differently. So that is why a platform and the methodology that we chose was a no-code platform. How do we solve that problem? How do we make it easy for somebody to build a solution? So no-code platform is essentially like a PowerPoint presentation, right? You will be able to drag and drop and pick and select and build a presentation. Maybe 30 or 40 years back, you would need a graphic artist to be able to build a great presentation. But today, that's not the case. Anybody can build a presentation. So we've taken a similar approach. And now with a similar model, you'll be able to build software, digital software, by dragging and dropping, and anybody and who has no programming knowledge at all will be able to build full stack solutions. So that is the power of no code, whether Quixy or not, right? Our company or not, but the power of no code is being able to transform organizations digitally from end to end. So to answer to your question, sir, that we will be able to, by adopting these technologies, we will be able to address these questions of being able to automate the end-to-end services and processes, and therefore be able to process more complex data across the government service system.
Let me request Gautam to give his closing remarks.
So as rightly pointed out, E is, you could call it electronic, but it's also, we look at it as enabling governance. So we are not changing governance, we are enabling them through technology to be able to provide faster, efficient governance, because as humans, we always crave for something better. And one way of having good governance, and one of the ways is through technology, but there are many other ways where strong will, great officers, great policies, these are more important aspects of governance. So as technology people, we play our small part in trying to enable governments across India and now also hopefully across the world to be able to provide their services slightly more better.